Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? I hope everybody's having a good weekend while we can, because it's not even Thanksgiving, people, but things are getting rowdy behind the scenes during the election day. I got other videos I'm gonna show you during the week of things while show you some videos why I'm feeling this way, why I see things are already in progress, heading heading towards disaster. Okay. And this is not to strike fear, it's just to make you aware. And at this point, people, I want to thank all you guys for joining Perry Politics today, checking it out. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do. But let's get into, this news wrap. And we must continue to talk about this on a weekly basis because there's so much going on out here that you'll overlook something. And we ain't even put a dent in the conversations we will have. But there's a couple things that happened this week. I just wanted to rewind a little bit, talk about what's actually happening, and keep everybody up to date just on things on a weekly basis. Because look, people, as a community, we got to stay tight and stay focused because changes are coming. And this video today, of course, is about DEI, where they want to get rid of this stuff. But I got some other little short stories in between, and we're gonna wrap this up later, just talking about what Trump plan is with this DEI stuff, right? But first, let's get into what currently happened this week. Most of you guys probably already know that Matt Gaetz, withdrew from Attorney General nomination. He withdrew, but let's not get too happy with that, right? Because the whole thing is, he withdrew from that because he knew people probably wouldn't vote him in or it's causing too much backlash. But Trump still can hire him in other positions that don't have to be confirmed. So that little freak could be around too, right? And this was the little announcement that, made me feel a little better.
We have breaking news this hour. Matt Gaetz is stepping down from his nomination to Attorney General of the United States. Many said this was the most contentious of the nominations made by former President Trump. And he has announced categorically that he will not be seeking confirmation to the post of Attorney General. Here are his words. I had an excellent meeting with senators yesterday. I appreciate their thoughtful feedback and the incredible support of so many. While the momentum was strong, it is clear that my confirmation was unfairly becoming a distraction to the critical work of the Trump-Vance transition. There's no time to waste on a needlessly protracted Washington scuffle. Thus, I'll be withdrawing my name from consideration to serve as Attorney General. Trump's DOJ must be in place and ready on day one. I remain fully committed to seeing that Donald J. Trump is the most successful president in history. Look, Griff, this was quick. I mean, the appointment came.
Yeah, people. So, he act like he's doing it for the betterment of the country and Trump's cabinet, that he don't want to be a distraction. People, he don't want to be exposed. Freaking at the high school with them underage girls. He should be ashamed of his damn self. And, he want all that to quieten up. But Trump assigned him some bullshit ass job somewhere, right? And that takes me to that's the catch up on Matt Gaetz. He did, withdraw from it, which is sort of good. At least we ain't got to worry about him being the Attorney General. Now, Nikki Haley, it's things I could say about Tulsi Gabbard, but I'd rather her say it because basically Trump is bringing all these people in that's just as criminal minded as he is, or sellouts. Right? I mean, it's one thing to sell out your own race, and things like that. But basically, Nikki saying that Tulsi Gabbard would sell out the country. So here's a little brief on that.
Went to Syria in 2017 for a photo op with Bashar al-Assad while he was massacring his own people. She said she was skeptical that he was behind the chemical weapons attacks. Now, this to me is disgusting because, Cheney, you and I were at the United Nations. when Assad did those chemical attacks on those children.
Yep.
And you can go back and look at a speech I gave holding up pictures of dead children who had been killed by chemical attacks.
Yep. Choked to death.
For her to say that Assad was not behind that, literally everything she said about that were Russian talking points. Every bit of that. That was Russian propaganda. After Russia invaded Ukraine, Tulsi Gabbard literally blamed NATO. Our Western alliance that's responsible for countering Russia, she blamed NATO for the attack on Ukraine. And the Russians and the Chinese echoed her talking points and her interviews on Russian and Chinese television. Tulsi Gabbard pushed for dropping charges against WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange and pardoning National Security Agency contractor Edward Snowden, both whom were accused of leaking highly sensitive U.S. secrets that put Americans in danger. She called for Trump to end the destructive trade war with China. So now she's defended Russia, she's defended Syria, she's defended Iran, and she's defended China. Now, she has not denounced any of these views, none of them. She hasn't taken one of them back. DNI, Department of National Intelligence, this is not a place for a Russian, Iranian, Syrian, Chinese sympathizer. DNI has to analyze real threats. Are we comfortable with someone like that at the top of our national intelligence agencies?
Hey, people, look, I wanted her to say it her damn self, people, because look, the whole thing is this. She's saying Tulsi didn't denounce anything, the country she backed. Well, Tulsi is no different than you, Nikki. You're mad right now. I'm glad you said it. And the things you said about Tulsi is probably 100% right. And she'll defend all them other countries like she got this cabinet spot now, and she would defend Trump just the same way you would. Because you just upset right now because he didn't elect you to the cabinet. I get it, but I'm glad you dropping the truth. But you the one voted, Nikki, for Trump. Do you feel bad? Can you come out and denounce him? That would be fucking nice. Because if he's choosing these kind of people to work with him, what that tell you about him? So I think, stop crying. Keep telling the truth about Tulsi and tell us the truth about Trump. But you need to denounce that shit and stop going both ways. Please. It's damn irritating. But anyway, people, so that's that on Tulsi. These are people he's bringing into his cabinet. And then everybody, we talked about it last week about Secretary of Defense, nominee for Defense, Pete Hegseth. Now, he came out, or it came to my attention that he said this about blacks. He said, blacks only are elevated because of race, meaning if it wasn't for a DEI program or something for minorities, blacks wouldn't be shit. That's what he came out with. And we already know how he treat women. He done went through enough of them. 5 or 6, or 3 wives, cheating on them and everything else. But he do not appreciate minorities. But that's who Trump got around him. And it's just sort of out there. Let me see. So I got that about him. It's people. Now, what I'm trying to say is this. This is the way these people think. These are the people Trump is around. And we already know about Trump's father and the things he did. So you grow up that way. You surround yourself with friends like that. Who the hell do you supposed to think we think you are, Trump? Because you are who you surrounded by. And these are some freaks that you're trying to bring to this cabinet, money grubbing, sell out for anything, and for the most part, hate minorities, especially blacks.
Went to Syria in 2017 for.
So that's crazy, but this is what, this guy got a history too. And let me play this clip.
The Secretary of Defense nominee, Peter Hegseth, the Fox News commentator as well, because this is someone who, weekend host, important distinction. This is someone who, is known to be a white supremacist, known to be an extremist, whose platform, whose book is basically about his opposition to the advancement of black officers to the top brass. And
people, I'm telling you, you are who you surround yourself with. Trump got these racist people around him. We already know and feel like he's racist. I know he's racist for the policies he do and everything. This is where we at. This same guy want to denounce, basically take away General Colin Powell's generalship, right? Like he's a retired general. This is how racist he is. He trying to find a way to take the general tag away from Colin Powell. This is what we don't got ourselves into. The blacks who stayed at home, didn't vote. The blacks who just sold the hell out. And I'm sure when you walk past the mirror, you see who the fuck I'm talking about. It just don't make sense. And you think because you can get a damn stimulus check, you will sell out your own damn community. And now you got us dealing with these radical racist people. It's just damn ridiculous. And then look, when we're talking about that, let's talk about Trump. You remember when Trump was going around saying he didn't know nothing about Project 2025? I don't know nothing about it. That's not my policy. That's not my plan. When he go and hire, he got 2 people right now on his damn staff, the 2 authors of Project 2025, but he so-called didn't know a damn thing about it. When asked about it a while back, this is what he said.
Well, Project 2025. So you've publicly said that you don't have any direct connection to Project
nothing. I know nothing about it. And they know that too. Democrats know that. And I purposely haven't read it because I want to say to you, I have no idea what it's all about. It's easier than saying I read it and, all of the things. No, I purposely haven't read it. And I've heard about it. I've heard about things that are in there that I don't like. And there's some things in there that everybody would like. But there are things that I don't like at all. And I think it's unfortunate that they put it out. But it doesn't mean anything because it has nothing to do with me. Project 25 has absolutely nothing to do with me.
Well, I guess he said that right in certain terms. It don't have nothing to do with you because it won't affect you. But it's going to affect minorities all over this damn country and women. And that's going to be probably a whole weekly show when we talk about the things he want to do with women, taking women rights away and everything like that. It is just too much. And I will open the panel later so we could talk about what the things I talked about and maybe solutions. Because the whole thing is this. The best solution was to vote with morals when used at the damn voting box instead of a stimulus check or racism. That's what happened. People just so tired and couldn't see a black woman be representing on top of the country as the president will vote for anybody. When you vote for a felon, it's saying something. 34 counts. And we'll get into why that won't be going to court until after he served his 4 years. Let's keep it real, people. We know that shit's going to disappear. It's just crazy. And as far as these people out here just wanting to destroy our lives, break down from everything that we sort of got right now. The only thing we really got, they act like, oh, well, these white people right now are feeling like they're being discriminated against. They feel like we taking the jobs from them. Oh, if it wasn't for those Hispanics and Latinos coming across the border, if it wasn't for those black jobs, white people would succeed more. And they act like that we're stopping them. And that's not even good enough because we don't even get the damn jobs anyway, even under the little benefits they so-called giving us, trying to have the diversity and everything for the jobs. They ain't giving us nothing. They want to take everything away. They didn't give a shit for the sweat off our back doing slavery. No recreation is not a damn thing. But we gave them a little benefit to say we'll try to be fair when we hire some damn body, right? But these new rules and regulations are going to affect a lot of people, minorities the most. And look, people, when I tell you the minorities going down with it, they hurting the schools, but they hurting the schools because they don't want to see minorities succeed in any kind of way. If you can't afford college, now they cutting out scholarships, don't want to give you grants. They saying, why should they get that? They taking a seat from a white person. Well, hell, look, people, let's keep it real. Blacks ain't never owned shit in this country. We built this country, worked hard in those damn fields, and these people, white people, the white people, there's a lot of white people that's not racist. So you should be understanding what I'm saying. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the bigots, the racists, right? Now, they got all this stuff. They want more and more. They want us not to have a damn thing today. Oh, well, why should you have this? And it was, hold on, let me see. What was the damn name again? Well, anyway, it was Pete Hegseth that said blacks only are elevated because of race. Meaning, you know what? Y'all black people wouldn't be shit. You ain't intelligent enough, smart enough, strong enough to survive in America. The only way you got it because we gave you a freebie. That's some bullshit, people. That's some bullshit. And now these schools gonna pay. Our kids won't be able to get a scholarship. That they coming down on all minorities with this stuff, making it hard for them. They don't care. But people sit there, these black people, I know I keep venting about it, but it still upset me today. They still sitting there acting like, I had a couple more dollars in my pocket. Well, I tell you what, you won't have a couple more dollars in your pocket after he take office. And you won't even have no more rights neither, because that's the shit they want to take away. I think the families of the Hispanics and Latinos, for the family members that voted against shipping their other relatives out that wasn't citizens, realize, hey, we going down a bad road here, people. These people ain't bullshitting. And they're already making plans to open up the military bases to import those immigrants in there. They don't give a damn if they break up a family or not. And I know I say when they do it, I won't march and all that stuff. It was just I'm mad because people voted them in. I'm mad at the blacks who didn't vote. I'm mad at the blacks that voted Trump in because they don't realize what they're doing. They trying to rip our society down to threads, people. That's how I feel about it, So, and schools in Texas right now are trying to make other arrangements right now to help out the minorities. Like they're told right now they can't publish a damn thing about giving grants out, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Nothing. They can't speak about the LGBTQ community. They can't talk about anti-racism. It's all these different tags they got. They can't even have on their publications today because they don't want nobody to well, the problem is the same reason they want to get rid of Black history in schools. They want to be able to keep doing what the hell they doing and not have us realize it, right? They want to do it, but they don't want to be called out on it. They don't even want to see it. So if we keep them dumbed down like they did in slavery where we couldn't read and do all this stuff, that's what they're trying to do. And they trying to keep this shit in diversity. In action, right? And let me tell y'all this. This one young lady, this congressman from Texas, Jasmine Crockett, she laid it down, people. And then I'm gonna play this clip from Pastor Ben. He took a piece of that clip, but he's talking about the things I'm saying. Changes are coming. They don't want us to have a damn thing. They act like they the one being discriminated on. They act like they're the one being oppressed. They sitting there with billion-dollar companies and every damn thing else, and they want to rip us down to pennies.
I want you to watch this clip of Representative Jasmine Crockett of the 30th Congressional District in the state of Texas as she lays bare a fundamental lie that is being perpetuated by so many white conservatives across this country. This idea of a white grievance, that white people have been oppressed in this nation. No, there is no record whatsoever of any white person being oppressed systemically the way African Americans have been oppressed in this country. And the unmitigated gall, the absolute nerve, the absurdity of such a notion just shows you that there is a fundamental requirement. In order for the white grievance complex to work, they have to co-opt the language and the methodology of the actual oppressed, because they understand, they being the oppressors, the people who sit in the position of power and wield that power to the detriment of marginalized groups, they understand the power of the narrative of the oppressed, and Jasmine Crockett was simply not having it. Take a listen in.
It's because you can then misuse words like oppression. There has been no oppression for the white man in this country. You tell me which white men were dragged out of their homes. You tell me which one of them got dragged all the way across an ocean and told that you are going to go and work. We are going to steal your wives. We are going to rape your wives. That didn't happen. That is oppression. We didn't ask to be here. We're not the same migrants that y'all constantly come up against. We didn't run away from home. We were stolen. So yeah, we are going to sit here and be offended when you want to sit here and act like, and don't let it escape you that it is white men on this side of the aisle telling us, people of color on this side of the aisle, that y'all are the ones being oppressed, that y'all are the ones that are being harmed.
Now, let's be sure. Is she saying that white people have never had a hard time in the United States of America? No, that's not what she's saying. Is she saying that white people have never had to struggle in the United States of America? No, that's not what she's saying. If you are a person in the United States of America living in this economic system without a few $1 million at your disposal, then you have experienced struggle in this nation. But there's a difference between struggle and systemic oppression. And there's a difference between economic exploitation that occurs on everybody and exploits everybody that they can exploit, and racially based slavery, chattel slavery, the removal of black people from Africa, from the west coast of Africa, brought in chains and subjugated to the whims of white men in this nation, where we built this nation with our labor, only to turn around and be not only exploited financially, economically, but targeted racially for hundreds of years later. And even now, the resurgence of the white grievance complex is 100% rooted in animosity and vitriol towards blackness. The entire movement that we're suffering through of wokeness, the attack on wokeness, the war on woke, the woke mind virus, all of it is rooted in a disdain, a deep racial disdain for black people. And I'm sorry, white folks, if you need to be oppressed in order to execute your political agenda, you simply are not. Look at all of the people of MAGA. Look at all the members of MAGA as they complain about how hard their lives are. They're driving in $90,000 trucks with $300 or $400 flags waving in the wind on their way to a rally that's going to cost them money to get access to, and then on their way home to a luxury home that they have no problem except whether or not their Wi-Fi reaches out onto their balcony. Oh, I'm so sorry it's been hard for you white people. I'm so sorry that it's been difficult for you to be a white person in the United States of America. It's almost as ridiculous as Christians in America saying that they're oppressed. It's the white grievance complex is as ridiculous as the Christian persecution complex. There are no persecuted Christians in the United States of America. There are no persecuted white people in the United States of America. The entirety of this economic system and this political system is bent and curved towards the benefit of white people. Now, we are coming to a day and age where if you're white and you're not MAGA, you might find yourself honestly and genuinely oppressed because of the intentions and the express policies of MAGA. That day might be coming, but we're not there yet. As it stands today, the exploitation that white people experience in this country comes in the form of economic exploitation, but that gets every single one of us, and it is amplified and exacerbated if you are a black person or a minority in this country. So for Republicans and MAGA and conservatives to run around and say that they are oppressed is laughable. It's laughable. It is absurd. It is hysterical. Do better. You're embarrassing yourselves. Accept your role historically as the oppressor, right? Shouldn't you be proud of your ancestors' conquest of black people and kidnapping us from Africa and forcing us into slavery at the threat of a gun and the lash of a whip? Only to turn around and say, oh no, we're suffering. We're oppressed. We've had it so hard in the United States of America. If you are a white person and you have had it hard in the United States of America, sans separated from the economic exploitation that we all experience, really think about it. Some of the people who are complaining about the price of eggs have so much money at their disposal that they could spend $1,000 on a Donald Trump flag flying from their $90,000 truck. And they want to say that they're oppressed. This is the game that oppressors have to play. They understand the power and the narrative of the oppressed. They understand the moral arc of the universe bends towards justice, and so they try to be both the oppressor and the oppressed. They will never allow themselves to get out of a position of power where they will actually be weakened enough to become oppressed. No. That's why they are insisting on their birth rates getting up. That's why they're banning abortion. They need all the little white babies they can get running around this country so that they can always indoctrinate them towards hatred of minorities, because they never want to put themselves in the same position that they put so many other ethnicities and so many other races, specifically black people. Shout out to Representative Jasmine Crockett for speaking truth to power in the belly of the beast on Capitol Hill, in their faces, for all of them to see. Y'all are not oppressed. You are historically have been the oppressors, and your greatest fear is to be out of a position of power and subject to the same type of harm that you committed towards other people. It is what it is. We recognize you for who and what you are. Shout out to all the cool white people who know this as well and fight back against this.
Yeah, people. I mean, Pastor Ben did a good job on that, summing that whole thing up. People, I'm telling you, this shit is going to hell. But I'm telling you now, we got a problem, but we got to fix it, because they don't want us in no position. When I say none, no position of power whatsoever. They ain't never gave a shit. They want to act like where we at now, it was given to us. They don't want us to have no position of power. And people, we got to be aware. That's exactly what they're doing, and go around it, because they're gonna have us out there. They want to get rid of welfare, so they're gonna have people lined up at the food banks where they could let you know what they willing to give you and what they ain't. We got to do better. We got to teach our own kids at home. As far as getting the education and everything like that, we got to be there, because they ain't trying to help you out one way. They ain't trying to fund nothing for you no more. They just want to rip you down. As families, we're going to have to stick together. Let's not act like some of the blacks did and just worried about themselves and not the community, the Latinos, the Hispanics. You can't do that. We got to stick together and vote. But for the most part, we got to teach our kids, because the way they teaching them right now, that's how Trump got in power. They give them all this bullshit stuff. If we don't teach them at home, they'll go thinking, oh, this is what we supposed to do. Believing the bullshit, being on social media, being on X, hearing that rhetoric about how Proposition 2025 will uplift your life. Bullshit. Only if you fucking white and a man. If they would do it to their own, It's a reason why DEI had to help women get jobs, white women. They ain't want their own women to get them. Do you think they want a minority? They want us to have no power. But we got to strap up, people. When I say that, we got to start minding our business, watching our P's and Q's, raising our own damn family to be strong men and women, smart enough not to go for this bullshit, because that's exactly what it is. Oh, Trump will make America great again. He's a felon. You wouldn't want your kid to hang out with no damn felon. You would tell them to stay away. But it's okay to vote for one. Another thing, have your kids keep his eyes open, his ears open. The shit you hear, believe it. The shit you see, believe it. Believe it. Because no matter what, people want to go around and say, oh, Trump gonna do this. Trump don't showed you who he was. And if you just dumb enough not to believe it, that would got other communities and people that's smart enough, like us, in this damn predicament right now. But we definitely got to go back to our ground roots and raise our own kids, spend more time teaching them, because they ain't gonna want to teach them Black history in school. They ain't gonna want to teach you about the shit that's been done to us over the years. And I think the white man now don't got to the point where he don't even want to hear it. So they got smart, well, thinking they get smart. Let's eliminate it from schools so these people grow up and only learn what we teach them, not what we done to them. Not what we done to them. So this is where we at with this whole thing. Voting is important. We're going to have to keep our eye open. And we know we're going to have to work twice as hard. The rule ain't changed there. Blacks and minorities got to work twice as hard as the general white person and be twice as smart. And now they want to take away the DEI stuff that would just guarantee you an interview, one interview out of 100. They don't even want you to have one interview out of 100. They want to keep this shit the all private white club. And like I said, I mean, when you dig that deep to when a man is a retired general, did his time, did all this, and it still bother you, where you want to go back and come up with some policies to rip him away from his generalship, that's some bullshit. That's more than racist. Colin Powell served this country, did well, did all that, just like us other minorities. Hell, we built this country, and this is the respect we get. Oh yeah, thank you for doing all this. Thanks for serving us all these years, but you can take your black ass out of here now. We ain't giving you shit. They'll give to others way before they give to us. They give grants to foreigners and everything else. They'll come and build 7-Eleven, give them stuff for businesses. Let your black ass or your minority ass walk in there to try to apply for something. You would not get it. And if you had a chance, now they ain't even got to let you in. They want to change the policies. And next it would be, they ain't got to allow you in their shop. So, that's just crazy. That's why we can't let Pete in, people. I mean, this guy, if his background don't tell you alone, no experience. The experience he got is being on that racist ass Fox TV show. And he was part-time at that. Because they give the full-time racists, the expert racists, the ones that's good at it, a full-time job. He had a part-time anchor job on the weekend being racist. And now he done went from that to the damn White House. And charge of the military, my ass, where he don't respect black minority soldiers. And you gonna let him in? I mean, you got to go to your local congressman or whatever, and you got to force their hand, because they'll get to the point where I don't want to do it. But if they know you ain't gonna vote for their ass next time, you force them to do it. And if it don't work, at certain times you got to fucking try. So we can't walk going to 2025 thinking, oh, things will get better without me doing that bullshit. We're going to have to start working with ourselves, our kids, our neighbors, our friends, communities. That's why I want to have these shows where we can talk about things that's going to be available for us, for people that's in need. And just hopefully that people who have it, the rich blacks and stuff, that they see it and want to, help out. But we heading into a different territory, people, in 2025. And it's not a scare tactic. A scare tactic when I'm just making up some shit, just try to scare you. I'm just trying to tell you what's really going to come down the pipe. That's what I think. And people, just trust me. That cabinet he's building, and I know Matt Gaetz stepped aside, but that's only 1 out of 100. 1 out of 100. We got to stay focused. Because like I said, when a woman don't have a right to her own body, if you don't have a right to your own body, what do you have the right for? What do you have? They basically saying you ain't shit. That is so wrong. And, like I said, keep your ears open, your eyes open. The only thing you heard Black go into his cabinet is how they want to get rid of blacks, strip them from their generalship. He haven't hired a black yet to his cabinet. And you think he gonna make America great? That's some bullshit. He gonna make America more racist than it was when he served his first term. Damn, your eyes got to be open. His whole cabinet is his friends that don't either with attorneys for him that got him out of trouble or tried to. It's people with money, that Elon Musk, and he's fascinated with him because he got all that money. And now he got a friend. He socialized himself with all these people that have money. And another thing, he socialized himself with people that are racist, that's looking for the same cause that he's there for, to tear down minorities and blacks. Just act like we don't exist. So, like I said, we got to teach our kids to be able to see it. And I hope that the blacks, the Hispanics, the Latinos that voted for him really get a chance to see this. Because we're going to fucking have to do better. It's not just because you wish had an extra steak for the month or whatever, that you go and vote for somebody or get off your damn high horse. Let's keep it real. These minorities get on this high horse where they think they bigger than their own community. I got friends and stuff. People are, oh, well, no, you got to do this. You ain't no better than nobody else. Money or not, stop acting like it. But just because you got money, it don't mean your ass still not a minority. Don't feel like because you can drive the same car Elon Musk drive, Trump drive, or be in that same building, that they give a fuck. Because you just a paid slave at that point. They just figured they got you there. And if your dumb ass around long enough, you will start preaching to other blacks how great they is. They use you for a pawn. The minorities out here preaching up for Trump and his policies are only what's the slave? They got to be damn patrolling the other slaves. Basically, just a house in. Basically, that's all you are. To try to convince everybody else. Follow Massa rules. Massa gonna make America great again. I hope they find out soon, because election will be going in 4 years. There'll be other things coming up that we may have to vote for, or it's things that we're gonna have to fucking fight for. Like I said, going to your congressman, city councilman, you got to start somewhere. your senator. If we don't put pressure on them, it's the days are over just sitting back being nice, being that nice guy is over. We got to put pressure on these people. And we can only put pressure on them in numbers. They get to know we for real. You know. Hold on for a second. Hey, I'm sorry about that, but no, people. When I'm coming on and talking about this stuff, I want us to listen because, like I'm saying, this the stuff they want to put in action. These are things they want to take us away, take away from us minorities, right? But let's not get it twisted. The people he got is just as ruthless and crazy and power hungry as he is. I would give him shit. I don't know. I would say a week, but him and Elon Musk gonna clash heads because Trump want to be the power. He want to be associated with the guy with the money. Trump now, when Elon Musk realized that Trump ain't passing the bills, all the stuff that he want, it's gonna be some headbutting going on. And even with Tulsi Gabbard, you know, that's right along with Trump's allergy to support Russia, China, North Korea. But when a lot of those senators, as racist as they can be, Republican senators, they don't like some countries and they gonna bump heads. It's gonna be a lot of stuff going on, people. Trust and believe. But the thing I truly want to leave y'all with today is that and look, people, everybody know Elon Musk is strange. Everybody know he got some kind of mental issue, right? And that shit ain't gonna work with him and Trump. It's just not gonna work. I don't care how many electric cars that drive by themselves Elon Musk got, how many robots he can build. Trump gonna get on his damn nerve. He gonna get on his nerve, and it's gonna be a whole lot of problems, people. But I would say this, and I want y'all to know that we'll try to cover. I put short videos out just to notify people, because sometimes if you see things enough, you'll understand that's what's going on. You got to stay up to date on what's going on, the things they trying to do to us. And trust in people, it ain't help us as the misinformed blacks, Latinos, and Hispanics are thinking. They ain't gave a fuck about you the last 20 years. They damn sure don't care about you now. So don't let that little promotion go to your head and make it feel like you one of them, because they know you're not. But we're going to try to have these weekly discussions, people, because I think it's helpful. And I think for me, just to do it and talk, because, hey, they say a family that learn together, stay together. We're going to have to stay on this thing together. So when it's time, the next election, hopefully we won't have this problem again. Hopefully people's eyes are open. Hopefully. So that's about all I got for tonight, people. That's about all I got. But I'm telling you, we can't quit. The fight has just started. Okay? So we got to stay in this fight together. And look, it's our job to make America great again, because it hasn't been. And with this new administration coming in, they going to make sure it's not great. Not for minorities. Not for blacks. Let's keep it real. Like, I'm sure it's people panicking right now that got some family member that's illegal. They should be worried. Trump ain't bullshitting. He don't care how much it costs. He don't, because now all these blacks and Hispanics and Latinos that voted for him, you just been used. Because do you think he give a damn when he put his plan in action that it takes away your social services or your disabilities or whatever? I mean, they plan on ripping shit up. And these people voting, how could you vote for somebody that want to take a woman right away? Every family has a mother, a sister, or had one. How could you do that? Take the rights away from a female. That's some bullshit, people. So let me get on out of here tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining the show. If you like the video, please give the video a like. If you're not subscribed, please do. And check out some of my videos throughout the week because it's a lot that we're going to have to talk about. Until then, people, everybody be safe. Stay focused. Start teaching your kids more and more because we're going to need it. And let your kids know that shit ain't changed from the 60s. We got to work twice as hard. So now is our time. We got to start working, people. So until next week, I'll see you guys later. Bye.